This video will show you how to build your email list, beginning with creating your lead magnet, setting up your email account and list, creating the messages, and automating the whole process. First, I'd like to give you an overview of the process. When you're building your email list, the first thing you want to do is identify what gift you want to give your subscribers, often called a lead magnet. While it's not necessary, it's a great way to encourage people to subscribe to your email list. In another video, I talk about what makes a great lead magnet. I encourage you to check out that video. The second step is then to set up an account with an email service provider, someone like Aweber, MailChimp, GetResponse, or one of those, and then also set up your email list for this particular group of people you want to attract and serve. Next, you're going to build a landing page, a web page where you offer the gift to your subscribers in return for them signing up to your email list. So you're going to want to emphasize the benefits of this gift that you're giving them, and then include an opt-in form that they can enter in their email address. Then you're going to want to build a web page where the visitor can download the gift. Now, depending upon whether they do a single opt-in where they just enter their email address and they're automatically opted into your list, or whether you do what's called double opt-in where they need to click on the email you sent to them confirming that, yes, I want to be part of your email list. If you do a double opt-in, then you also need to make a page that after they subscribe and enter in their email address, I recommend sending them to what I like to call a thank you confirmation page, where you give them instructions to go check your email, open up the email I just sent to you, click on the confirmation link, and then once they click on that link, then you send them to the download page. If you don't provide those instructions and you do double opt-in, a lot of people won't go check your email, won't click on the confirmation link, won't get your gift, and also won't end up on your email address. So if you're going to do double opt-in, which is a very good idea to keep a good, clean, strong list, just make sure that you also include those instructions. And I'll show you in a moment what that looks like. Next, you want to, of course, write those email messages. So there's not much point in building an email list if you aren't communicating with that list on a consistent basis. That's what's so fabulous about email and autoresponders, is the fact that you can write these email messages once and then make sure those messages are going out to your subscribers on a consistent basis. Once you write those email messages, then you want to set up the autoresponder, the tool to say, okay, well, the first email you get on, within a couple hours or right away after you subscribe. The next email you get maybe in 3 days or 7 days, whatever you choose. And you can create a series of email messages that could be 10 email messages long, 100. And the key is to create a set of email messages that lead your subscribers in a direction to help them solve their problems and hopefully lead them to your solution and how it will help them solve their problems. So once you get these next 6 steps done, the great part is this is automation. Your work, in many ways, is done in this regard. So once you have the autoresponder set up, the next steps that happen, such as when a prospect comes in and subscribes to your email list, you don't have to do anything. They enter their email, and then their email address is automatically added to your list, whether it be on Aweber or whatever the case may be. And then also, once they're added to the list, all of your email messages, whether it be 1, 10, or 100 or more, are automatically sent at the intervals that you've already specified. And so you can start building a relationship with this person, give them value, show them how you can help them without taking the time to do it for every individual person. The great part of automation is not that it takes you away from the one-on-one interaction. Rather, it gives you the time to really serve clients on a one-on-one basis. It gives you time to create more content to help more people, rather than spending a bunch of time doing the same thing again and again, answering the same set of questions, giving the same pieces of information that can be automated so that it opens up your opportunity to really give that customized, personalized service that can really help your business grow and make a real impact on those you serve. Now that you see the big picture view of what is involved in setting up your email automation, let's take a look at what that looks like in real life. So the first thing we want to do is create a lead magnet. One of my lead magnets is a report that I've created on how to help people love your business and become loyal customers. So I created this report or guide to show entrepreneurs why loving your customers helps them love you more and helps grow your business the most effectively. But it also walks them through the step-by-step process of how to practically love your customers. I created the report. Then remember, the next step after we create the lead magnet is to set up the email list. So you want to create an account with an email service provider. Personally, I use Aweber, but there are a lot of good solutions out there. I'm going to show you the process with Aweber. So I created already an account with Aweber, and then the next step is to create your email list. Now I currently have a number of different email lists already created, but I'm going to show you what it looks like to create a new one. If you use a different provider, it's going to be a little different, but the big idea is the same. So I'm going to go up to Manage Lists and create a list. This is basically creating, in a sense, a file or a database where you're going to store all the different people and their email addresses that are subscribed. So you're going to need to specify, your company name, your website, the address you want to use for your email list. Now keep in mind that is a requirement for CAN-SPAM and legal requirements, at least here in the States. And so it either needs to be your physical address or a business address. A lot of people use a different address because that address needs to be on the emails. It's a requirement, and not everybody wants to have their personal address listed. So you can open up a P.O. box or use your business address wherever it may be. Then you can choose the name. So in the from, what's the from going to be in the emails that are sent out? And then, of course, your email address. So if they respond, what email will be in the reply? Then you click Next Step, give the list a name, and then give it a description. Customers can see this, something that describes what your subscribers will be receiving when they receive emails from you on this list. Then click the Next Step. Now, if you do double confirmation or double opt-in, where they need to open up your email, click on the confirmation link, that would be like right here, to confirm that they want to be on your list. If you do double opt-in, then you have the option in most of the email service providers to customize this email, or at least a portion of it. So you can click here and then say, click the link to confirm you'd like to receive an email list from Leah M. Berry. I look forward to serving you. Or you might talk about, the benefits, what you're going to get from and the emails I send. And then you can also change the edit at the end. Thank you. Maybe this is where you put, I look forward to serving you. Then you click Approve Message and Create List. And also above, you could change the subject line that's on there. I leave it as default, but you have options. Now you've created your email list, but I'm going to go into Manage Lists, open that list name test, and a couple other details that you want to be aware of. The main thing I want to show you is the confirmed opt-in. So this is the subject line. I chose the default. You can change it to be other things. You could do, confirm your request for information. But then down here, require opt-in. So send a confirmed opt-in emails for web forms. So this is if they sign in through a web form, on your website, do you want to have them do the opt-in? By default, it's set to on. Aweber and most email service providers highly recommend doing the double opt-in. It keeps your email list clean so that when people often will enter junk email addresses to get your gift, and then you start sending out emails to junk emails, it can get you on spam filters. There are ways to clean it up. I'm not going to go into depth about that topic right now. It's a whole discussion in and of itself. But if for some reason you do decide to do single opt-in, they're going to say, are you sure you want to do that? If you say yes, then it'll be turned off. By default, Aweber has changed things up. So now if you do imports, you don't have to do the opt-in, which is really nice. Because if you're just moving stuff over, you don't want to make people opt in again. That'll confuse them and probably irritate them. It's up to you whether you do single or double opt-in. And then the next thing is success page. So after they join your email list and, enter in their email address and click submit, if it's single opt-in, then this page would be the download page. So you're going to send them to the page where they can download your gift. If you have it be double opt-in, then this page should be the page that you send them, where it basically instructs them to go to their email inbox, find the email you just sent to them, and click the confirmation link. Because ultimately, if you do double opt-in and you don't give them instructions, the odds are high that a lot of them won't go to the email and do that confirmation. So they won't end up on your email list, they won't receive your gift, and they'll be kind of turned off. If you're doing double opt-in, make sure you kind of give them some simple instructions on how to confirm. So if you come to my landing page and you click on it and subscribe, you'll be sent to a page that I've created that basically gives them instructions. So I thank them for signing up, and then I say, to get your gift, you need to confirm your email subscription by taking the 3 steps below. Check your email, open the message that's from Lee and Barry with this subject line, and then in there, click on the confirmation link. That looks like that. Just simple instructions to show them what to do. Once they go and open up their email and click on that link, then on that page, I'm going to instruct them on where they should be sent to next. That's going to, of course, be their download page. So if we come back to our steps, we've created the gift, we've set up our email list. So the next thing is to build the landing page. This landing page that I created, it's a little different than the home page. So if I go back to my home page and I go to this landing page, you'll probably notice that the menu bar is gone. That's because with a landing page, the purpose of it is to get people to subscribe to my email list. So I don't want any distractions. I don't want anything that will pull them away. And so even though you may put an opt-in form on other pages on your website, a landing page, its sole purpose is to convince them to join that list and to not let them get distracted by anything else. So a landing page should, 1, show the benefits of the gift or the benefits of subscribing to your list. So you want to make that clear and then make it easy for them to subscribe. You have one of 2 options. Either you can put the opt-in form right on the page where they have the text box to enter in their email address and then click the button to subscribe. Or what some people prefer to do is to simply have a button that says, yes, I want your free gift. Now, the benefit of doing what's called a 2-step is you're letting them focus on, do they want your gift first? One question at a time. If you have the opt-in form on the page, people will see the gift and they may not think so much, do I want this gift? They're also going to be thinking about, well, do I really want to give my email address? Let them make one decision at a time. By saying, yes, I want the gift, they've made that decision, then they can say, okay, well, do I really want to give my email address? Well, they've kind of already committed to the first step. They're more likely to take the second step to give you their email address. So this is called the 2-step. And depending upon what you use to build your web pages, a lot of web page builders have these. They call them light boxes, other terms, but it's certainly not required. There's no reason why you can't put the opt-in form right on the landing page. It's up to you. Once they create this and they click on the, yes, I want to do this, that's where then it sends them to, the page where I give them instructions on how to confirm their opt-in. And then I would create another page where after they click on the confirmation link, then they'll be sent to another page where they can download the free report or guide. And as far as a lead magnet goes, it could be a report, a guide, a checklist. It could be a video to watch. There's lots of different formats and types of lead magnets you can create. If we go back to our steps, we built our landing page. We've talked about building then a download page and a confirmation page. So the next thing is to write your email messages. So once you've created your list, I'm going to make sure that I have the right list selected. And then in Aweber, I'm going to go over to messages. And here's where I can start creating new messages. So I'm going to click create a message. You can do HTML editor, plain text. I generally use the drag and drop. And like I said, it'll be different on every email service provider, but the idea is the same. And so you can go in here, you can, change the text. You'll notice here you have hi and then the curly brackets first name. That's if you do on your opt-in form ask for the first name and they enter it, then it would be hi Shirley or whatever the case may be. It's up to you on what you ask for on your opt-in form. The more information you ask for, the less likely they are to opt in. And so sometimes I ask for the first name, sometimes I only ask for the email address. If your list, you're only asking for the email address, obviously you don't want first name there. So you just stick with hello, welcome, hi. You can add in extra text, welcome to, blah, 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 and then add more information. You can add images. Like for example, if in the end I want to, I will add in, for example, a signature here. So I can click my picture. I've already uploaded a picture, so I can go to my image gallery for my images, click my photo. I can change, names. Sincerely, that's a little too formal. I'm going to change that up and do other things. I can add headlines. I can then add some more text here. Lots of different options. You can add videos, buttons, links to Twitter, all that sort of thing, just like if you're building a web page. And so you create your email message and then you come over here and, I'll click save. Now I definitely recommend always testing. The one mistake I usually make, I'll go and test and then I realize, oh, whoops, I forgot, is on some email service providers, it's a little more noticeable, but the way Aweber puts their subject line up here, I always seem to forget to fill it out. And so I usually do my preview test the first time, and then I go, oh, I didn't put a subject line topic. So enter in a headline for your subject for the email. Those are really powerful in getting people to open up their emails. So I highly recommend Googling email subject lines to help you write subject lines for your emails that encourage people to open them. But I'm going to just say, welcome to the list. Obviously, you wouldn't do something that boring and lame. And then save it again. You can, in this case, do a test so you can see what it would look like. And then you can also send the test, specify an email address, to whom you'd want to send it to. One of your email addresses, click test, and then you can see what the email looks like. I highly recommend always doing that before you get it all ready. So say we're happy with it. We do save and exit. And then we have our first email. Now I'm going to, just for the sake of time, I'm just going to do a copy of it. Go in to that copy and just call it 2. And then save and exit. Okay, so we have 2 email messages created now. So now the next thing we want to do, if we go back to our list of steps, is we've written our email messages. Obviously, you'll write more than 2, but start with 2, then 3, then 4. Write the email message, and then, of course, you want to automate them. So what we're going to do over on Aweber is, now that we've got them ready, we're going to create a campaign. Aweber used to always do it where they had, a follow-up series. They now have a new tool called Campaigns. It has a little bit more functionality. The follow-up series still works, but I prefer to use Campaigns. So I'm going to go over to Campaigns, create a new campaign. Obviously, you'll give it a more meaningful, maybe it's the welcome campaign, or maybe it's some, product launch campaign. Give it an appropriate name that's easy to recognize. And then you have the choice of what triggers people to start receiving messages on this campaign. I'm not going to go into depth with tags because it's particular to Aweber. If you use Aweber, check out their videos on tags. But basically, it's a way to identify, add people to different groups so they get a new series of emails. And you can create all these different campaigns based upon whether they've been tagged to be part of these different groups. But we're going to just say, if they've subscribed, I'm going to add them to this campaign. And when you create an opt-in form on a landing page, then you specify well, they're going to be part of this email list, my test email list or whatever. So as soon as they're added to that, they're going to start receiving these emails. So I'm going to add a message. So they call these cards. So we have messages, we have wait time, so how long we want to pause between the messages, and these other tags that I'm not going to go into right now. But if we have a message, say we add a message card, then we need to choose what message we want to send. So I'm going to click choose message. I've created these email messages, so I'm going to choose the first one, select, and you can see it's been selected. Then I'm going to add another message. Choose the message. It'll be number 2. Select it. Now I don't want them to happen one after the other, so I'm going to add a wait in between, and then I can say how long I want to wait. Well, let's say I'm going to wait 3 days or 1 week or so many minutes, whatever the case may be. And then right now, my campaign or my automation, as soon as somebody subscribes, because I have a double opt-in, they're going to get that first email saying, please click the confirmation link. They'll click on that. Once they click on that, that will add them to the email list, and they'll get my welcome to the list. Now, if I didn't want it to happen right away, I could, put a wait and delay in between. But they're going to get it right away, and then they'll get that first email, and then 3 days later, they'll get email 2. I could add, another message with, another number of days in between and so forth. But that's how you create an automated system for sending emails. And the great part is once you've got that done and you've set up your autoresponder, then all the other steps that happen for the next 10, 100, 1,000, or 10,000 subscribers, it doesn't require any additional effort for you. They're going to come to your landing page. They're going to enter in their email address. It will be automatically sent to your email list, and their email address will be added to the list, and then they'll automatically receive all of the email messages you set, and you can over time keep on adding to that series so that as people come in, you continually add more value. If you have any questions, please reach out to me at leah@leahamberry.com.